In a landmark decision, the Biden administration announced it will halt new coal leasing in the Powder River Basin, the nation's largest coal-producing region, spanning parts of Wyoming and Montana. This move, spearheaded by the Bureau of Land Management, BLM, aims to address significant environmental and health impacts associated with coal mining, particularly the emissions from burning coal at power plants. Environmentalists celebrated the decision, viewing it as a considerable triumph in the fight against climate change. Mark Fix from the Northern Plains Resource Council lauded the BLM's action as a common-sense plan, emphasizing the importance of keeping 6 billion tons of highly polluting coal in the ground. Similarly, Lynn Huskinson, a retired coal miner and member of local advocacy groups, applauded the BLM's leadership in addressing long-standing negative impacts on the Powder River Basin, including harm to public health, local air, water quality, and the global climate. However, the decision has ignited strong opposition from coal industry supporters and political leaders in coal-dependent regions. Wyoming's top Republican officials, including Senator John Barrasso, have vehemently criticized the move, warning it could devastate local economies by killing jobs and stripping vital funding from public schools, roads, and other essential services. Governor Mark Gordon echoed these concerns, viewing the decision as part of President Biden's broader attack on Wyoming's coal country and all who depend on it. Gordon vowed to challenge the order through legal channels, arguing it threatens the state's economic well-being and energy reliability. The BLM was pushed to reconsider coal leasing policies following a successful lawsuit by environmental groups who argued that the agency had not fully evaluated the environmental, climate, and human health impacts of ongoing coal development in the region. The agency's revised plan opts for a no-future coal leasing alternative, but current leases can still be developed, enabling continued production until 2041. Local groups have 30 days to file formal protests against the decision, with a final ruling expected later this year. This move is part of a broader strategy by the Biden administration to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and transition towards cleaner energy sources. Recent federal actions include stricter methane emissions rules, enhanced conservation efforts, and new mandates for coal-fired power plants to drastically cut emissions or transition to cleaner energy by 2032. While some view these actions as necessary steps to combat the climate crisis, others see them as threats to jobs and economic stability in regions heavily dependent on fossil fuels. Travis Dady, executive director of the Wyoming Mining Association, warned that these measures could lead to energy shortages, arguing that coal remains essential for reliable electricity amid rising demand. As the nation contemplates this significant shift, the challenge remains to balance environmental and economic concerns. Environmental groups emphasize the necessity of transitioning to renewable energy, while also ensuring support for affected workers and communities through federal spending initiatives like the Inflation Reduction Act and the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Despite these efforts, communities in Wyoming struggle to compete for federal aid, and tensions between state and federal policies continue to soar. The future of the American coal industry hangs in the balance as the Biden administration's policies usher in a new era of energy production. The decisions made today will undoubtedly shape the economic and environmental landscape for decades to come, marking either a step towards a cleaner energy future or a clash of industries and ideals.